This is going to be how I had such a productive summer. And what's crazy about this is this video is being filmed July 1st, 2025. So summer has basically only been going for a month now. But yeah, this is how I've had such a successful summer. You guys are seeing this. I'm probably going to post this on like September 1st. I'll see. But basically, yeah, I'm going to explain to you guys why this summer has been so good. So hopefully when you see this video, I have around 50,000 followers on Instagram. Hopefully I get a few videos on here that do well, but I should have around 50,000 on Instagram by the time you guys see this. Um, as of right now, we just hit 25,000 on Instagram, and so this is my second time remaking this video. I actually made this video back at like the start of June, but I'm remaking it right now to tell you guys why this summer is going to be so successful and why it is so successful already. Basically, if you don't know me, I was at a school which was, very hard for me, exceptionally hard for me to get through for a year. And that was because it was small in the middle of nowhere. I didn't get along too well with the people around there. Don't want to throw too much shade, but that's the truth. It was just very, very hard. And what I did when I was at that school is I became obsessed with like prison videos, like watching and learning about how the prison system works. Because if you think about it, so many people go to prison, and yeah, a lot of them get back out and they go back in and they do bad stuff. It's sad but true, but so many people come out of prison and they do insanely like good for themselves, or for like what they're granted, right? A lot of people come out of prison, they got nobody with them, right? They have nothing, but they end up doing very well for themselves. And a lot of people in the army are the same way. They come out of the army, they do very good for themselves. Same thing. And what do these, like, what does the army and what does prison have in common is I mean, in prison you have to go, but what do they have in common, stay with me, is you both get a lot of time. And so the thing with prison is the number one thing that you have in prison is time. And the reason the prison system is set up this way is so they hope that you can think over your crimes and how you can get back onto your feet and how you can come up with a better life. With the military, maybe you don't have as much time, but a lot of people tell me that are in the military or have been in the military, they tell me that there is a lot of time to sit and think about life. So what I did was I researched that, I learned about that, I talked to my friends in the military. I watched videos of people who were in prison, and I learned that the opportunity that I was in, being at that school, was the perfect time to just think, right? Because I was trying to post videos, it wasn't really working. And then basically this one day, I realized, like, I've had all these months of just sitting in this dorm room, right? My dorm room, I made some videos in there. My dorm room, it was tiny. It was like a little, I don't know. It was basically like the prison cell, I would call it, to be honest. I'm grateful to have had my own room and stuff like that and privacy. And don't get me wrong on that. I'm very grateful for that. But it was very, very difficult to be in there for so many hours alone, especially because some of my roommates live close by. So a lot of times I'd be in the room of four people all by myself, and I'd spend countless hours in there. And I remember this one weekend, I was there in the room all alone for 5 days straight, and I didn't go out or do like anything with anyone. I played a little bit of Xbox with my friend, but I mean, I went to the gym, and that was about it, man. That was like exceptionally hard, though. I mean, being so isolated from people. But basically, what I learned in that time, though, is this time that I'm in right now, I'm able to plan everything out. Like, I could plan my life out right now. And so what I was able to do while I was at the school is I was able to turn something so bad, right? Like, that school, I'm not gonna lie, it was very, very difficult for me. I don't know, I'm not talking bad about the school, but for me, that was exceptionally difficult for me. But while I was there, I realized, like, I'm gonna have to get through this one way or another. And so either I could get through it by, a lot of people at the school did substances, so I could get through it by doing substances, or I could get through it by planning my future. And that's what I chose to do. I chose to plan my future. So every day I would think about what would I do when I got back. When I get back home, how's the pressure on? How hot am I going to turn the stove? Like, what am I going to do? And that's all that I could think about. And then probably when there's like a month left of school, a month and a half left of school, I'm like, all right, it's time to turn on the burner. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's time to grill, baby. It's time to heat up. And that's exactly what I did. So I started posting. We were down at like 19.7 thousand followers. I was up to 20.2K. And, you know, I was just losing daily. I was like, man, this Instagram account is cooked. And I was like, you know what, man? I'm just going to grind my ass off. And if this doesn't work, at least I can say I gave it everything. So for 2 months straight, I posted 3 times a day. And after a month and a half, to like right about when I got home, I actually got back up to 20,000 followers. So that was huge for me. That actually meant so much because, you know, when you're constantly going downhill for, you know, months, like 6 months, I think it was, I didn't gain a follower. If anything, I was just losing daily. But being able to see that I gained like a little bit of followers, and I was like, man, you know, this is doable. You know, like all I gotta do is just make it. Because actually, I think there was only like 3 weeks left of school, and I hit 20K. But I was like, man, like we're freaking there. Like I'm about to be home. I'm about to have all the time in the world. I'm about to be able to go like full speed on this. Like I'm about to be able to give this everything. And I saw this small chance, and so, you know, my last weeks of school, I really locked in on like, man, what am I gonna do when I get back home? And so my birthday now was about 11 days ago, and literally since the day of my birthday, or actually it was like a day or two before my birthday, you know, because I got back around like, I think it was like end of May, middle of May, something like in there. I got back around then, and it took me a little while to get like accustomed to being back here. You know, really, it was just like a breather. You know, it was cool seeing people around. It was cool doing things. It was cool talking to my parents. But you know, once kind of June hit, I sort of like turn up the heat with the content wise. And so basically, starting like June 18th, really, I started gaining like 50 followers in a day. And I was like, yo, like, damn. And so for the past like 15 days now, I've gained like, in 15 days, I think I've gained probably like 4,000 followers, which is unbelievable. But it's because, like, all I could credit this to is because I was sitting in this dorm with nothing to do, and all I could do is just think about like my future and what I wanted to do. And so I have this crystal clear picture in my head of the person that I want to become, how I'm going to become this person, what I'm going to do to become this person. And when you have such a crystal clear like image of something, like I can't even explain it, man. When you have a road that like literally you can look at, like I can see this road. I promise you I'm not crazy, but I can see this road now because I've spent so many, like hundreds of, maybe thousands of hours daydreaming about, you know, this path that I'm going to go down. And when you've spent that many, like just that many hours, I mean, this path is like seeable. I can literally see this path. And I know that right now, this is why I'm making this video, and it's July 1st. It's going to go live on September 1st. Because I can see the path that I'm going to be at by September. Maybe I'm not exactly at 50,000 followers, but I can tell you right now I'm probably going to be above 30,000, right? We're at 25.8 right now. I can tell you right now I'm probably going to be above 30,000, and I'm probably going to have traveled a bit more. And that's what I'm doing right now. You know, I'm still trying to travel. I'm going to try to hit up Alabama soon to go see some people over there. But when you're able to put together such a picture perfect image in your head, your life can become better. And it's like manifesting, right? So like law of attraction, it's the truth. That stuff freaking works, bro. And when you can come up with this image in your head, and I mean, you need to make it like so crystal clear in your head what you're going to do and how you're going to get there. But when you do that, when you create this image, you know, it doesn't need to be like, oh, I'm going to go be like a doctor and I'm going to work specifically on people's noses. Like, no. What's my image? What is like my end goal? Really, my end goal is to be like this version of like Larry Wheels, right? Like I want to be like incredibly strong, but I want to have like these like other aspects of me as well, so I could grow to as much possible fame as possible and be able to impact as many lives as possible. That's like my main goal. That's my kind of my end goal, right? I want to impact as many people as I can for the better, you know, to get them in the gym, to get them better with maybe finances. If I could start a finance page down the line, I don't even have that much money right now, so I don't know how I could do that now, but my goal, right? But my goal though that I built for myself in my head is to, you know, start a business and to be like this next like version of Larry Wheels kind of. And you know, that's what Mike Tyson said. Very great quote by Mike Tyson is you don't just wake up and you're like, yeah, I want to be successful. No, you wake up, you look at someone, and you're like, yeah, I kind of like that guy. I kind of want to be like that guy. And that's the way that I look at Larry Wheels, right? Like, man, I like that guy. He was just a kid from the Bronx, but he was strong as hell, and he saw the opportunity. He started to get cameras in, you know what I'm saying? He started his own business. He started his own gym. Like, he started posting on YouTube multiple times a month. Like, he saw all these opportunities. And so I see that, and I'm like, you know, I like that. I kind of want to be like that. And so as I sat in my school for months on end, thousands of hours of daydreaming, I've created this crystal clear path on how I'm gonna get there. So that's basically kind of this video on how this summer has been so successful. And what's crazy about this, right, is I'm not even there. I'm not at September 1st. This video is filmed on July 1st, and it's going to go live on September 1st. But I'm so confident and so, you know, crystal clear in this path that I know that I can post this video because I see what's coming, and I know it's coming. And so thank you guys for following me and supporting me. And I'm going to be humble forever. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the biggest things I learned too when I was in California is, man, I saw the jeweler. I can't even remember his name right now, but he's got like $250 million in jewelry. I rang his doorbell, and he was so happy to take a picture with me, so happy to kind of like show me some things, just talk with me for a minute. I mean, that was like unbelievable. He had no clue who I was, and like I learned, like, man, gotta be humble forever, and it will just keep giving to you. So yeah, I don't even know where this is going anymore, but I just kind of wanted to make a video like how this summer's been so successful, and I wanted to film it. I'm gonna show you guys a proof real quick. We got Drake on the screen, but you know, July 1st right there. This is not cap. Like, if you can see it in your head, you could do it, bro. And it would be crazy if I blow up before September 1st and you guys see this video and I'm, like, actually, like, famous. Wouldn't that be funny? But, no, I see this vision, though. I see this vision. We're going to keep grinding, bro. I'm going to work so freaking hard, and I'm going to make it happen, bro. I could talk all day about this, but I'm going to wrap this one up now. So, Blake, want to sign out. If you're not liking, if you're not subscribed, and if you're not commenting, what are you doing right now, bro? Peace.